Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Irish Bookkeeping and Payroll Podcast. I am your host, Nielsen Denver, and in this show, how tax credits work to reduce the income tax you pay. In Ireland, to calculate the amount of income tax people have to pay, we use a tax credit system. Income tax is separate from PRSI and the income levy. PRSI and the income levy are different taxes. Tax credits do not have any effect on PRSI or the income levy. In this article, we are going to keep things simple and talk only about people who are taxed under the PAYE system. The same principles and rules apply to sole traders, company directors and others, but it is easier to explain tax credits to you using examples under the PAYE system. In 2010, we have two standard tax credits: the PAYE credit and the personal allowance credit. Both have the same value of 1,830, so the total tax credits available to you are 3,660. That's 1,830 plus 1,830. What these tax credit values mean to you, we will explain later. First, how is your salary taxed when calculated on a single person, that is, a person not married? In a year, a single person can earn up to €36,400, and all this will be taxed at 20%. If you earn more than €36,400, then anything you earn over €36,400 will be taxed at 41%. So if your gross salary for the year, including bonuses, commissions, overtime and similar earned income, is $50,000 for the year, then €36,400 will be taxed at 20%, and the balance €13,600 will be taxed at 41%. So let's calculate the tax you have to pay on $50,000. If €36,400 at 20%, which gives you €7,280, and €13,600 at 41%, which gives you €5,576. So on a gross salary of $50,000, you pay €12,856 in tax. So the total tax you have to pay for the year is €12,856. But this can be reduced by the amount of the tax credit you have. So if you remember previously, we have a PAYE tax credit of €1,830 and a personal allowance of €1,830. So our total tax credits are €3,660. So we can reduce the amount of tax we have to pay by €3,660. So our original income tax bill of €12,856 is now only €9,196. That is €12,856 minus your tax credit of €3,660. This is something very important to remember. Your tax bill in this case is €12,856. If you have no tax credits, which can happen, you have to pay €12,856. If you have more than €3,660 in tax credits, then you can reduce your tax liability of €12,856 by the total of all the tax credits you are entitled to. Tax credits can vary from person to person, so never assume you have all your tax credits. Check that you have all the tax credits you are entitled to. The Irish tax system taxes you on every euro you earn, starting from the first euro you earn, starting at a rate of 20%. In our example here of $50,000 gross salary, you start paying at 41% once you earn over €36,400. Then you reduce the tax you pay by the amount of tax credits you have. The more tax credits you have, the less tax you have to pay. There are other tax credits, such as a tax credit for people renting accommodation. You get a tax credit for bin charges, you get tax credits for medical insurance, and there are others you may be entitled to. You can find more tax credits on the Revenue website at www.revenue.ie/tax/it/leaflets/it1.html #section1. The link will be on the website. Each tax credit you're entitled to reduces the amount of tax you have to pay. So it is in your interest to ensure you are claiming for all the tax credits you are entitled to. All these figures are based on a yearly calculation. And rather than let you, in the first part of the year, earn $36,400 and be taxed at 20%, and then when you pass $36,400 and for the remaining part of the year you get taxed at 41%, the PAYE system, or the pay as you earn system, spreads your tax over the year. If this did not happen, your take-home pay would be severely reduced in the later part of the year, as all of your salary from then on will be taxed at 41%. So if you get paid weekly, and we have 52 weeks in the year, 1/52nd of your salary is taxed, 1/52nd of the 36,400 tax band is used, and 1/52nd of your tax credits is used, 1/52nd being 1 week. So your weekly calculation would be salary 50,000 divided by 52, which is 961.54 per week. Tax band 36,400 divided by 52, which gives you €700 per week. Your tax credit 3,660 divided by 52 gives you €70.38. So for 1 week's wages, a salary of €961.54 will be taxed as follows. Tax at 20% is 700, which gives you 140 tax, and taxed at 41%, the balance is €261.54, and the tax on that is €107.23. So the total tax is €247.23. But you're allowed your tax credit of €70.38, which leaves you with a tax payable of €176.85. When we calculated our annual tax previously, we came up with an amount payable of $9,196, and 1/52nd, or 1 week, works out at $176.85 per week, just as we had calculated on our weekly calculation. So the more tax credits you have, the less income tax you have to pay each week. If you claim for tax credits you are not entitled to, you will have to pay them back any tax you therefore underpaid. If the Revenue Commissioners give you tax credits you are not entitled to, you will have to pay back any tax you underpay. Many company directors are not entitled to the PAYE tax credit. If a director does claim it and is not entitled to it, he will have to pay back the tax credit of $1,830. Married couples can combine their tax credits, so together they may have 2 PAYE credits and 2 personal tax credits, giving a total of $7,320. If the tax credits are not used in full, you lose the balance of the tax credits. So if the married couple have to pay tax of €7,000, they can only use 7,000 of their tax credits, and the remaining €320 goes unused. Like all things tax, get advice from a qualified tax advisor. Always examine your payslip, and at the beginning of each tax year you will receive a certificate of tax credits. Always read it and check all the tax credits are listed. Sign up for the Revenue Commissioners PAYE Anytime, their online system that lets you amend or add tax credits, and this can be found on the Revenue website, or the link direct will be on our website, bookkeepingpodcast.ie. For more information on tax credits, read The Employee's Guide to PAYE, which is IT11, and again the link is on our website. If you are not single, you can get more information on married persons' tax bands on the Revenue Commissioner's website, again at www.revenue.ie, and the link is on our website. A video version of this podcast can be found on YouTube on the Help for Bookkeepers YouTube page, which is www.youtube.com/user/help for bookkeepers. And Help for Bookkeepers is all one word. And the audio only version can be found at www.bookkeepingpodcast.ie. You can download more podcasts from the Bookkeeping Podcast archives at bookkeepingpodcast.ie, or subscribe and download us for free on iTunes, and when you are there, vote for us and give us a review and let us know how we're doing. And once again, thanks for listening.